So we'll find surface area of a cone. Let me sketch one. Let's say this is the cone for us. And we'll find surface area of a cone filled with ice cream. Let's take two examples. So let us say that the ice cream is filled till the very top, right? So let's say, so the ice cream is like a hemisphere on the top of it. And in both these cases, we'll find the surface area, rather calculate the surface area. Let the dimensions be, we'll take this as 5 centimeters and the height as 10 centimeters for easy calculations, right? So that's the whole idea. In this case, let's take this, let's change this to 12 centimeters and let this be 5 centimeters, okay, 5 centimeters. So let's find the surface area of each. The formula for surface area of a cone is area equals to pi r s. Now here s is the slant height, s is slant height, which can be measured from the given diagram. Let me show you how. So let's say this is the height. In that case, s is this height, right? So we can always apply Pythagorean theorem to find s. Okay, so let's calculate s first. So the slant height is equal to, as you know, you can apply Pythagorean theorem. You say slant height square is equals to 10 square plus 5 square. Now, and where slant height will be square root of 10 square is 100 plus 5 square is 25, right? So that becomes the slant height, which you can calculate. So it is square root of 125. To decimal places, let me write this as equals to 11.18. Now, if s is 11.18, the units will be, of course, centimeters. Area, the surface area I should write, surface area, will be equal to pi, this is 3.14, will to two decimal places. R, the radius is 5 centimeters, okay, 5 centimeters times the slant height, which is 11.18 centimeters. So let's multiply them. So we already have 11.18 times 5 times 3.14, and that gives us 175.526, right? So rounding to two decimal places, let us see, will give us 175.53 centimeters square, correct? So that is how you can find surface area of a cone. The formula is pi r s, where s is the slant height. Okay, now we'll do the surface area for ice cream cone, where the ice cream is like a hemisphere right on the top. Now what is the area of, let's say, surface area of a sphere? Surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r square, right? So take this as a formula, and you know surface area for a cone is equals to pi r s, where s is, well, let me write down, 12 is your height and s is this slant height, right? So s is this slant height. Okay, let's apply these formulas and calculate the result. So we have surface area in this case equals to, well, first we have to find s. Okay, so let's calculate s before we do any other calculation, right? So in this case, s is equal to square root of 5 square plus 12 square, right? 5 square plus 12 square, right? So we can use the calculator to find this. So 144 and 25, so that gives you 169, which is 13, right? So this is kind of standard. So we have with square root 5 square plus 12 square, which is equals to 13, right? So this is a very special triangle. Okay. So surface area for the cone will be pi rs, the surface area of this particular cone, and then the top. So the top is half of the sphere, so it is half of 4 pi r square. You could write this as pi rs plus 2 pi r square, correct? So now let's substitute the values. Pi is 3.14, radius is 5, s we calculated as 13, plus 2 times 3.14 times radius square, which is 5 square. Units will be centimeter square, right? So let's calculate this. So what we have here is 3.14 times 5 times 13 plus 2 times 3.14 square. I'm sorry, it is, let me redo it. 3.14 times 5 times 13 plus 2 times 3.14 times 5 square, which is 25, and when you calculate in decimals it is 361.1. Let me approximate this to 361 centimeter square to a whole number, right? So we approximated this one to whole number and this one to 2 decimal places or 100th place. Okay, now in this particular case, especially in the first one, I have taken that this top is not covered, right? Now another question for you is that if I cover this top, right, so if I want to include the area of the top, so what is going to be the surface area of the cone shown in A, right? So we have these two. So if I include this, then what is the surface area of this cone? Okay, let's calculate that also. So in that case, surface area will be equals to pi rs plus area of the circle, which is pi r square. So you already know what pi rs is. You can calculate this value and write down the answer. So I'll leave this for you to do. Okay, I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.